There's a mention in this film that Ryan Gosling mentioned that he said that why doesn't stunt people like get Oscar nominations? And I absolutely agree. This movie can prove that we should get stunts for the Oscars, like get nominated for either stunt coordinators or stunt guy for the Oscars, because yeah, stunt people do a lot of hard work to make these movies happen. What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is RCD Movie Reviews. My name is On The Brinker, and today I'm going to review the latest action rom-com, The Fall Guy. This movie is directed by David Leitch, and this movie stars Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Winston Duke, Stephanie Hsu, and Hannah Waddingham. After leaving the business 1 year earlier, battle-scarred stuntman Colt back into action when the star of the big studio movie suddenly disappears. As the mystery surrounding the missing actor deepens, Colt soon finds himself ensnaring in a sinister plot that pushes him to the edge of a fall more dangerous than any other stunt. I really do like David Leitch. I think he is a really talented action director when it comes to Deadpool 2 and especially Bullet Train. Love Bullet Train that came out a couple of years. I think that movie was really surprising for me. I wasn't expecting the movie to be anything spectacular, and it became probably one of the better action films that I've seen in this decade. So I was excited for The Fall Guy. I love the cast of the movie, I love the plot of the film, and I forgot to mention this is also based on a 1980s TV show with the same name, which I have not seen, so I'm not going to compare this movie to the show. I'm going to judge this as its own movie. But from the trailers of the movie, this movie looks fun. It looks very David Leitch. It looks like a fun action, also rom-com movie. And I love the cast from Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Those two are really good actors, and just from the Oscars, it made me more excited for the film because of their chemistry in the Oscars. And I'm like, I cannot wait to see their chemistry blossom about in this movie. And I gotta say, guys, The Fall Guy is another win for David Leitch. I had a total blast with The Fall Guy, and I think one of my biggest positives with The Fall Guy is that this movie pays a really good tribute to stunt workers. There's a mention in this film that Ryan Gosling mentioned that he said that why doesn't stunt people like get Oscar nominations? And I absolutely agree. This movie can prove that we should get stunts for the Oscars, like get nominated for either stunt coordinators or stunt guy for the Oscars, because yeah, stunt people do a lot of hard work to make these movies happen. And you get to see the behind the scenes of what it's like as a stunt guy. From the perspective of Ryan Gosling's character, seeing what it's like to become a stuntman and how hard and difficult it can be. And I really like that about this film. All the scenes where there's filming stunts and all that stuff, it is one of my favorite aspects of the film. It is really cool because I have experience working on sets before. I work on set of La Brea. I was a location assistant. So I can see what it's like on set, like throughout the entire year of filming La Brea, helping out, and just seeing like a film set happening in this film, it is really cool to see for me. And I will also say Ryan Gosling does a really good performance in this film. He looks like he had a lot of fun playing this type of role. He plays a stuntman that's going back into the spotlight because, of course, he has a crush on Emily Blunt's character, who is a film director. She was a camerawoman for one of his films, and of course now she is a big director, so it's a really big deal for her, so he does anything in his power to basically impress her. And you root for Ryan Gosling's character, and I think him as a stuntman, he does his own stunts. It's really cool to see in this film, and his performance in the film as a main lead, he was really good in this film. And Emily Blunt as well is fantastic in this film because you're definitely in her shoes as well in this movie. She's trying to make a difference being a big director of this science fiction type film. You're definitely in her shoes in this movie, and definitely one of my favorite aspects of this film is the chemistry between Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. This film is a rom-com, and their romance in this film felt very natural in my opinion. It's all about getting back together in this film, and I think their chemistry, their banter back and forth, it is really good in this film. They create some good comedic duo, but also a good romantic duo. I really buy them two together. They definitely have a really good chemistry on screen. But also the action scenes. The action scenes are a lot of fun in this film. Not just the filming stunts, the actual action scenes themselves. David Leitch knows how to make action exciting. There's a lot of great stunt work in this film, especially Ryan Gosling. He does most of the stunts himself, especially with that bridge scene that is filmed in Sydney. Like, most of this movie is filmed in Sydney, which is really freaking cool. But the action is filmed very, very well in this film. It is very well choreographed. But just the romance as well. The rom-com elements are also really good in this film. But this movie has a lot of different genres. It's a rom-com, it's an action film, but it's also a murder mystery film. And those three genres combined in this film was really well done in this film. This film is definitely all over the place in a good way when it comes to storytelling, but it kind of fits it into this film. It's a very chaotic film in a really good way. This film is also really hilarious. There's a lot of great comedic timings in this film. There's literally like one joke in this film, seriously. I couldn't stop laughing. It is just really well written. The comedy really does work in the film. I wish there was a bit more jokes than I thought, but most of the jokes in the film, they do land for me. I would say also the soundtrack of this film is great. There is one song in this movie that they repeat so many times. I'm not going to tell you, but when you see like the Universal logo at the side, it plays a song, and it's going to play most of this film with different variants, and I thought it actually does work in this film, but the score is also really good in this film. Definitely this movie knows what it's trying to be. It's trying to be a fun action rom-com movie, and David Leitch directed this movie extremely well, and it did rom-coms basically right. You root for this couple. You mostly root for Ryan Gosling trying to impress Emily Blunt while trying to solve this murder mystery and getting into that situation he is in. And there are some twists and there are some turns, and it's really well done in this film. I would say my only big issue with The Fall Guy is that this film definitely has two third acts. Not to say both of those third acts are bad or anything. You can definitely feel it. Like, there are parts in the film where I'm like, oh, is the film going to end there? Oh, no. There's this final act coming up. And yeah, you can tell that The Fall Guy has two different endings throughout. But nothing really bothers me too much about this film because from start to finish, this is such a fun-paced film with some really cool stunt work in this film. All the like filming aspects of the film, especially a film inside a film filming, it is really cool to see. Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt has some of the best chemistries that I've seen this entire year. And as an action film, it's also a lot of fun. So overall, guys, The Fall Guy is a really fun time. It's definitely a film that pays really good tribute to stunt work in films. Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt has such a great chemistry with one another. This is a good rom-com film, but also a really fun action film that has some really good filmed action scenes. David Leitch directed this movie very well. It is funny, it is heartwarming, it just has everything you want from a summer blockbuster movie. David Leitch once again directed this movie well, and I cannot wait to see what he does next. And since he's a stuntman himself, this movie does a great job of paying tribute to stunt work in films. So guys, I would recommend you guys to go see Fall Guy. I would say go see The Fall Guy on the big screen. Also, this film does have an end credit scene and a mid credit scene, so guys, stay through the credits because it makes you pay tribute to stunt work even more. And also, if you live in Australia, there are some familiar Australian actors in this film in the background. You might spot some of them and you're like, oh shit, I didn't know that person's in the film. I definitely felt like that throughout the entire movie. So guys, that is my review for The Fall Guy. Let me know what you think of this film in the comments below. If you like the film, hate the film, you thought it's okay, just let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Keep contact with me, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, notify for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a nice day.